Yes.
Bitches always being weird in this weird fucking place. Trying to keep it up with me. I be moving at my pace, 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 pace. I be moving at my pace, 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 pace.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
All right. I'm gonna jump right into it, dude.
Let's do it.
Dude, I got new neighbors on maybe like 2 weeks ago. I'm working on my car and I'm switching out my car horn, and I'm in my underwear because usually it's like I don't want to get like regular clothes dirty, kind of. I don't know, but I'm in my underwear and I hear like hello, like at the bottom of my driveway. And I was
Underwear and shirt or just
just
underwear?
underwear, no, just underwear,
Nice.
just my drawers.
Oh, God.
I hear hello. Oh yeah, it's fucking somebody probably just sell like fucking solar panels or some shit. I was like, I'm just gonna hide. Hello, it's getting closer and closer at the driveway. I'm like just hiding and shit, and then he comes walking up, and it's this Asian guy, and he goes, "Hey, I just moved in next door." I was like, "Oh, cool. We've had like 3 new neighbors because that house, like maybe 7 years ago, the people who were living there added on another story and added like 4 rooms, so it's like a 9-bedroom house. So it's like, who's really living there besides like a fucking frat house? You know?
Literally.
So because we just moved in and it's been like 3 new residents within the past like year and a half, 2 years. So like, okay, we're not gonna last soon. So he goes, hey, do you have a dolly I can borrow? I gotta put a fridge in there. I need a dolly. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Got him a dolly. 15 minutes later, he comes back. He goes, thanks. And then he gives me like a Rain energy drink. He's like, yeah, I just moved in. Like talking for a little bit. I was like, cool. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, at least I know my dolly's not stolen. Because it got to a point where I was like,
Where's it at?
you know, it's not like you really need a dolly that much, but it's still kind of like, who was this guy?
Yeah.
So that was like Tuesday, and Thursday comes around. I put new like drip systems on the side by the barbecue for like plants, and I'm like testing it out on my phone because it's like on my phone I can test it.
Yeah.
And my dad's like sitting out there, and I go out there, and I'm like, I walk out there, and I look up, and there's an Asian guy just lurking and leaning over my wall, just hanging over. And I was like, oh shit. It's like,
With like a smirk on it, like a little
no,
smile?
he was just looking. And I was like, hey. And then this is probably like maybe like 25 feet to him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh shit, like close enough to be like, hey, how you doing? He just like kind of waves. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back inside. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like he was leaning, like he was up on the wall, like leaning over.
Over on the
lurking.
grill side?
Yeah, like lurking.
What the fuck?
It's like, oh, okay. And I go back inside. And I'm kind of like looking through the kitchen window, and he's still out there. And then I'm like 4 or 5 minutes goes by. I look back, and he's still out there. And I was like, dude, I got shit I got to do in the backyard. I want to do today. I'm just gonna go out there and fucking just do shit.
Sure.
I'm out in my backyard for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm doing shit by this waterfall and like doing other stuff. And this guy is still leaning over this wall, lurking.
For how long? 2 hours?
Let's like an hour and a half.
Okay, that's long enough.
Way too long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got to a point where I was like, I'm fucking uncomfortable to like even look over there. Because this guy's just lurking.
Over your wall,
Yeah.
essentially into your backyard.
Yeah, when I'm like leaning over the wall, just looking out at the entire backyard. So I'm like, first I'm like, maybe he's like admiring the backyard, the job I've done, you know. And then I'm like, this has gone on for way too long, and this guy's still looking. I texted my dad. I was like, hey, one of the neighbors just looking, and he's like fucking passed out on the couch, like, you know, like this neighbors just lurking over this wall.
Yeah.
And then I'm still doing shit. And then the dogs start barking at him. I'm like, dude, this guy's still fucking here. So now I'm like, dude, they're Asian.
Something.
They're Asian. So I was like, was like, maybe it's like a cultural thing. Maybe they just like came here. Maybe this is like their way of being like, hey, like this is how close we get, you know, where I'm from, you know?
It's like a ritual.
Yeah. So I literally Googled, I was like, do Asian neighbors stare? And I saw like, yeah, no, they stare. And I was like, okay, well,
Crazy.
I don't think this really like solves this issue. And then I look back after like an hour and something, he's gone. I was like, okay, thank God. And I'm like doing shit. I'm like vacuuming. The dogs go off, like barking. And I look over and I see him peeking over the wall, and the dogs come and they start barking at him, and he gets scared and he goes back down. And I'm like, this is just fucking...
You gotta go.
And like he was lurking almost the entire time, but there were like a few increments where it's like he got down for a little bit and like, did whatever and then came back up like a few minutes later. So I was like, dude, this is just fucking weird. I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, these guys haven't been here in a week and it's already kind of like weird issues. I was like, do I have to call the police on this shit? I was like, what's going on? I was like, there better be something wrong with this guy, And I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, no one's gonna fucking believe. I mean, one thing lurking over the wall and getting caught, sure, but like just staring for hours.
It's just crazy.
I was like,
It's
no
just
one's
too
gonna believe
long.
this. So I got house cameras throughout the house, and I was like, dude, I can't fucking. I gotta tell people about this, like in Discord and shit like that. One, because it's fucking weird and hilarious, but two, it's like it's kind of like a safety issue. Like this guy just won't stop looking.
Sure.
So I do shit in the backyard for like another like maybe 2 hours, and the entire time I'm like I'm fucking not comfortable. I was like, this is weird. Like I was like, I feel very uncomfortable. So then I finish, and then I go back to rewind the security cameras, and I was gonna make like a compilation, but just like a time lapse to show people because when you on the cameras it shows the date and time, and I was gonna show how long this guy was fucking staring at me for. So I was like, okay. And then maybe something else, just, I don't know, just gonna look at this camera. And then I went to film it, and I was going to, I filmed it, and
what a treat. I can't believe you got it.
Yeah, of course. I was like, I gotta film this fucking thing.
Yeah. And, what age is this guy?
Before I get to like, the video, this is like a full grown man.
This is the gentleman that borrowed your dolly.
No. It's another guy. It's another Asian man. And
okay.
so this is what I filmed. And I'm like, maybe, hopefully to notice something. I don't know. This is the first incident because he came out too when I like walked out there and was like making commotion and stuff like that. So
was this around the time you noticed him first?
I was going out there back and forth a few times, and by like the second or third time, he was lurking. Okay. So it's like I caught his attention. Okay. So I was like, and to mind you, the only interaction I had with this guy was when I fucking looked up and saw him there. I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? He kind of waved, and I walked away like fucking. This is, he probably didn't mean to like have this interaction. Yeah. Nobody does. So maybe he'll go back down, but he didn't.
That's so crazy.
So I rewound it, and this is what I saw. I mean, already just kind of weird, right?
Dude, this reminds me of something.
Now look closely.
What an insane thing.
So he's looking like he's doing this. Hold on, let me pause it somewhere. It's like that.
It's so
menacing.
That is so menacing.
Do you notice anything?
Let me think about it.
Just look at his face.
I notice he's Asian.
Yeah.
I notice he has glasses.
He's special. He's autistic or Down syndrome.
He has Down syndrome.
I don't know if it's necessarily Down syndrome, but he's like, he's somewhere on that spectrum.
He's just a curious fella.
So when I saw that,
it's a lot. When you see that, it's a lot less creepy and it's just more cute and kind of funny. But it's still kind of weird.
Dude, I'm talking like
still
for
an adult.
Like an hour plus. This guy is like this, hanging over the wall, and this isn't like peeking over. Like he's hanging over the wall.
Wow. Yeah. No. This is crazy.
But like if you look at his eyes are going.
See, okay, there's a lot that this could be.
So when I saw this, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God it's okay. Yes. When it is a neurotypical, I think when it's a neurotypical character, it makes it more creepy. I think honestly this could be a couple different things. It could just be this is just what he likes to do. He just likes to look in other people's yards. That's like a hobby of his is observing. Or it's a little more dark, and his parents don't let him do fucking anything, so he's like living vicariously through looking at other people's yards. It's either way, it's real funny.
Yeah, it's like the way I took it is just like he just moved in this week, so he's just curious and just like looking around.
Yeah, he's just looking.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, dude. First of all, now 100% of me like gets relieved of being like, fuck yes, because now I know, because when I show this to people, they're like, how did you not fucking notice the eye? Like, how did you not see this as a person? Yeah, it's kind of far apart. But well, his eyes are far apart. But I was like, dude, this is a first glance, and be like, oh shit, hey, and then I walked away. So when I saw this video, I was like, oh fuck,
did
you know what?
Did he wave back when you waved at him, or did he just?
I have that interaction too, and I was just kind of like, I was just fucking, like, it's so quick where it's like, what do I do, And
you're relieved. You're like, oh, it's just his thing.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, thank God. Like, I should have talked to him. Like, hey, how you doing, buddy? So then the next day, I was like doing shit out front, and then he walks out and he's throwing trash away, and he's like looking at me like that. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
and because I saw that, like, I saw the guy he is,
Yeah.
and then he goes, ooh, and he's doing this shit. I was like, yeah, how you doing, buddy? I was
he's
like,
all hyped on it.
Yeah.
Did they have a pool?
But no.
Oh,
But
he's probably jealous. You might have to invite him over for a couple dogs and a couple brewskis.
A couple hot dogs
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
But I was like so relieved because I was like, I mean, dude, for like 4 hours I was like fucking terrified. Where it's like, not even like terrified, but just like, I gotta fucking deal with this now.
Dude,
like, this is just
no.
This isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've seen too is they have a window overlooking my entire backyard. So now I'm like, fuck, this guy's gonna be lurking.
Good for him.
But this is before this.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still probably gonna like, because I'll have girls over and stuff. We'll go in the jacuzzi, and I'm like, this guy's probably gonna be like watching. But
Like,
I was
hey,
like,
buddy.
go for him.
What did they say? Oh my god. When I was younger, I remember my dad and his friend who also had a kid, whenever they would be saying bad words or like saying not good stuff around us, they would say earmuffs. You remember that? You
Yeah.
Like
cover
earmuffs,
your
cover
ears.
your ears.
Yeah.
You have to have like a code word with him and tell him to cover his eyes when you have
Cover
girls
your
over.
eyes.
Wow, what an awesome tale. That reminds me of a pretty funny neighbor story I had from recently. I don't think I told this one on the pod, and I don't even know if I told you this one, but my mom. Oh, I think this is the one I told you to write down. Did I tell you to write like the Nazi thing down? Neighbor, like Nazi neighbor. Fuck. Okay, so anyways, so I have a neighbor who's really dope. Like, me and him have had conversations before. He's just like a 45, maybe 50-year-old black guy. And me and him have had conversations before. We've been pretty friendly. Like, he knew about like when I worked with the airsoft stuff, and like when I moved to San Diego, and every time I would visit, we would like have a little conversation, whatever. Like, super cool, super cordial. And maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, my mom was like, hey, so, let's say his name's like Kevin. He was like, so Kevin came up to me this morning and was like, hey, does Logan like not like me? And my mom was like, what? Like, no, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, because whenever he says hi to me, he does the Nazi salute.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, and my mom was like, what? He's not racist or weird or anything.
You're saying like hi?
No, I do like this. Like, I do like
that's like
I'm
salute.
I'm saluting,
Yeah.
But sometimes I like
Go
salute
a little bit too high
and then do like a wave.
Oh.
So I guess it could, I don't know. So it maybe is, I don't know. Don't screenshot what I'm doing, but I'll be like, hey. Like, it's like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he just thought I was doing a Nazi salute. So he just thought I was openly being a Nazi to my black neighbor in the morning. And I feel so bad. But the thing is also, I don't know how to bring this up to him. We've had conversations since then. And I have since stopped saluting him like that. And sometimes when I wake up, it's fucking 6:30 in the morning, and I do the salute again, and I go, fuck.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta just invite like 30 Jews. Like to solve the problem, you gotta invite over 30 Orthodox Jews.
With the paises, like the things coming down.
Like, hey.
I'd be like, okay, knock Kevin's door. Kevin, I want you to meet all my friends.
Yeah. But then again, he's gonna probably be like, guys.
He'd be like, guys, this guy, you don't know about this guy. He's gonna try to tell him.
He's like, what do you invite you over for a shower?
Yeah. What did he? Why are you guys here? But yeah, I just thought that was funny. My neighbor thought I was doing it not.
Well, your mom told him no, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
She's like, well, I don't know. He does have a lot of flags.
Maybe I'll ask him. Yeah, he does have a lot of weird He's really into World War II for some reason. I don't know.
That's actually funny, dude.
People that are kids, like younger, like, I mean, I worked in the airsoft industry for a long time, and people a lot of people will find like people that are real nerdy about it. They'll find different eras of like gear they like and stuff,
some
and
like old Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. But they have like specific like, oh, I want to build like a Desert Storm kit or like whatever. But there's those kids that build the World War II kids that are really into World War II. You got to watch those ones. Yeah. Those kids are questionable.
Yeah, they're like really into like Zyklon B and stuff.
Yeah,
and gas
dude.
And stuff, and they're like, well, I love camps.
Dude, there's this kid that came to the airsoft field that I used to work at, and he was in what appeared like, listen, I'm not a historian or anything. I was pretty knowledgeable about the kits. He was in what appears to be a Nazi uniform, and he goes
a trench coat kind of thing, like
yeah. No, it wasn't like a trench coat, but it was like a fucking wool, like...
Anytime I see like a green trench coat, I'm like...
He was decked out with like a little hat and everything and all the shit, and I was like, oh, shit. And he had like he had like an MP40. I was like, And he was this Asian kid, actually, this chubby Asian kid, and he was like, do you think it would be a problem if I perhaps wore maybe like a French Revolution armband? And I'm like, probably not the best of ideas, right? And whatever, these kids are historians. I've seen kids wear like full blown like Nazi uniforms in airsoft. It's crazy. That shit's crazy.
I mean, I feel like as long as it's like with friends, it'd be funny as shit. But like, you gotta have that shit super secluded, where it's like,
yeah, and it's so expensive too.
Oh, 100%.
No, that's the thing though. Like, if you spend all that money on a Nazi uniform, you're probably kind of fucked up. You can't just say that's in the purpose of history. It's weird at that point.
We did that cabin trip like 2 weeks ago, and I had you because it was a thrift store theme, and everyone buys their own uniform.
Oh, no, there's no. You can make it fit. Oh, no. I already know. I can't fucking breathe. Stick, 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 my blicky up on the dresser. My blicky up in the trunk. I never have. Critiquing how I'm living, I'm retarded like my pendant.
And me and Devin went to this one thrift store, and they had like, it wasn't Nazi uniform, but it was the same like clothes like setup, except just there weren't patches, and I was like, I gotta get this shit for Logan. And the trench coat was like $140. The hat was like $80. I was like, fuck.
Oh yeah, no, that shit's no joke.
But
I spent so much money on that stupid shit. I have like $10,000 worth of airsoft shit that I can't do anything with. It's hard to sell.
Yeah. So then here's the video of me
saying hi to him.
Yeah, I think I said, yeah, I think this is where I like looked up. I was like, oh shit.
You're a little startled. Here he comes.
So this is like the second time he popped up, I think. I didn't see him. Look at him. I'm like, I'm about to fuck it. I'm like, oh, should have warned myself. Like, Spence, watch out. So he's like popping over.
You should have struck up a convo with him. Googling do Asians stare. You're
Dude,
like,
I literally
you're like, is this just me who's having this quarrel?
I'm not even fucking kidding you. I can go back because this was probably like maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, where I was like, I think I did screenshot my Google search, but I swear to God, I did Google do Asian neighbors stare.
Next time you're barbecuing, you should. There he is. Next time you're barbecuing, you should ask him if he wants some.
Oh yeah. There it is. Okay, hold on.
He gave you like a little wave.
So here's you don't see me come out because I don't think I walk out all the way, but like you see him like kind of doing that. So I walk out. I'm like at the doorway. He looks at me. He just kind of does this. And I fucking, you don't even see me come out, bro. Like,
Did you wave first, or he was trying to wave at you?
No. I waved at him. I walked down, looked up, I was like, oh, cause he looked at me, cause like, oh shit. And he looked at me, he was like, hey, how you doing, buddy? He's like,
and it didn't even make him go back down. He just kept
Fuck
staying.
No, dude. Nothing made him back. Nothing made him go back down. But this is just to add to that. My dogs start barking. Actually, no. Yeah, wait. I didn't even know I said that. The only thing that made him go back down is my fucking dogs barking at him. Look at this shit. See, like Lil Maggie just starts barking at him. being like all territorial for like a little small dog, like she's gonna do anything. So she does that, and then this is the video of him like, this is like
Getting
his
startled
point of
by
view.
it.
You see him like pop up, and then she starts barking. Oh, what the fuck? And then he sees it, gets scared, and just pops back down. And like I look over and see that, and then I'm like, I think I was like, Maggie, come here, like stop barking at him. But at the same time, I was like, hey, thanks for doing that, Maggie.
Yeah, well, no,
Like,
I don't even think he was scared of the dog. I think he just like didn't want to alert you guys, or he didn't want the dogs to be loud of his presence, maybe.
if he thought that far,
Yeah, if he thought
you know,
that's
but
fucking awesome.
dude, yeah. So now every time I see him, I'm like, I go out of the way to be like, what's up, buddy? I haven't talked to him. I've seen him like one other time. It's like
Yeah.
him and I think his mom or sister getting in a car. Dude, by the way, it's fucking weird because their driveways, I mean, all of our driveways are super big, but they park because one of the garages was converted into a room for the previous owners because like when she was born, the doctors pulled her out and fucking broke her neck. So she was like, couldn't do anything. So she was just like this the entire, like Stephen Hawking type, but like,
Oh my
like that,
God.
but her whole life. And so they built a room for her, and there's just like plugs, not plugs, but like outlets everywhere.
Oh my
I want to talk to
God.
them because I'm like, there's a lore to this fucking house. Like
The kid's still there?
Huh?
The kid's still in the house?
No, this was
Oh.
years ago. They moved out, but they converted a garage
So they
into
could
a
take
room.
care of her, yeah.
So no one's parked in the garage, so they're parking this big driveway. And I remember I was out front one day, and like the kid, I think he's a kid. I mean, yeah, he's maybe 18 or something, 19, and he gets in the car with I think maybe a sister or mom, and they get in the car and they're parked facing towards the house, and she like maneuvers her car throughout the driveway so that she can drive out the driveway. And I was like looking, I was like, just back up, you know? But,
yeah, for real. I had I have a couple weird neighbor things. Like I had a friend named something. I actually don't remember what his name is. But I used to play with him a lot, like when we were kids, and he lived like right across the street, and he was like a couple years older than me, so like I thought it was cool to hang out with him because he was like in middle school and I was in elementary school, and I remember always seeing his sister, and his sister was way older than us. But when I was in elementary, she was probably in high school, and she was like mad cute, and I was like, dang, I was every time she would come by, I was like, oh shit, she's a cutie pie, but just like super normal looking or whatever, and. They lived there forever. We obviously stopped, we were out of touch forever. And then when I was in high school, I know I had a car because I just got home. There was a car. My mom is always parked in the driveway, and I always park in front of the house. And there's a car parked in our driveway that wasn't my mom's car. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit's weird. Got out of my car. My mom just wasn't home, coincidentally. But the guy got out of his car. It was just like a white like Toyota. And he like aggressively like stormed up to me. He was like this shorter Mexican dude with a bald head. He was probably like in his 40s, and he's like, "Hey buddy, I'm an undercover investigator," and he like rips out this like stupid ass badge from under his thing, and I'm like, okay, and he's like, "What do you know about the people that live across the street?" And he's talking about the friend that I had when I was younger. That they still live there. I just don't talk to them, and I'm like, not much. Used to hang out with a kid that lived there.
They think
whatever.
I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, they think I'm a
Other
Nazi.
neighbors.
I didn't do the salute. Never have I ever done the salute.
You can check my showers.
I don't have any memorabilia. Nobody's like, what do you know about them? And I'm like, I used to hang out with this kid and his sister. I know he has a sister. And he's like, the sister, what kind of car does she drive? And I'm like, I couldn't tell you. I didn't know. I was like, I only know there's two cars that are there, and it's like a white Mercedes and like a red something. And he's like, do you know when the Mercedes comes around? And I'm like, no. I mean, it's there sometimes it's not. I don't pay attention to their house. I don't talk to them. And he's like, thank you for your information. And he just like fucking got in his car and like sped off. And I was like, what the fuck
Are you
is
trying
going
to join
on?
the Third Reich with us?
They moved out less than a year later, and I
Yeah.
don't know anything that became of that. And then there's a freaking fucking legit pedophile that lives in our neighborhood too. I found that on Megan's Law, and he's been there ever since.
Ooh, should
And
go talk to him.
He's like right around the corner. He's always out front of his house smoking cigarettes, and like his face and whole like vibe, like his hair and everything, looks exactly like it does on the Megan's Law website.
Really?
Exactly. And I'm like, dude,
You should
if I was
probably
on
talk
the
to
website,
him.
I'd probably change my look up
Yeah.
a little. I don't know. Maybe get a mustache.
You should talk to him because he's like, what if he's like, I just fucking peed in a park once and got caught.
No, the thing says bad stuff.
Oh,
The
really?
thing says like lewd or lascivious act with person under 12. Like it's fucked up, bro.
God,
It's fucked up. I don't know why they don't put those fools on an island. Fucking shoot arrows at them like 300 where they all shoot them up in the air.
Yeah, I remember like years ago I went on like a website where it's like pedophiles near me. It's
Megan's
like,
Law.
you know, like, I think it's probably find my pedophiles near me on your Apple and on your phone.
Like Tinder, it's called Peddler.
And there's just fucking dots everywhere. I was like, damn. But
they be around, and I know in some areas, it's like a cliche at this point. Some areas they have like a thing where they have to notify all their neighbors. I don't know if they ever notified us, but they should have to do it every year. They should have to do it once a year. Leave a note at the door.
That's so what is it like? You have to notify the how often do people actually like commend that? It's like.
Well, like when if you enter a neighborhood, you're supposed to notify everybody. I don't recall getting notified, and I know my parents have been there forever.
Oh, but, he would notify you first.
Yeah, he notified me.
Get the little boy.
He'd be like, get that little boy riding his Razor scooter. Come here.
Yeah, let you know.
Come here. Me and Spencer got into saying "come here" to people.
Oh yeah.
We were just out and about, and every time we'd see a person, we'd be like, "Hey, come here."
We go to we would say it as it's very creepy. Like you'd have to know the sense of humor, but it's just like we're imitating fucking creeps when a girl walks by. Like, hey, come here,
come here. That's pretty funny.
Like people walk by, it's like, come here, hey, come here,
hey, come here.
But like we never like if they look, we just kind of look away and pretend it wasn't.
I'm gonna put that on my Hinge like voice profile thing. I mean, it's like show your best pickup line. It's just like me going in the mic going, come here.
Yeah, come here, come over here, get over here now.
Hey, come here. Can I? Let me see what's in your pocket.
Yeah, that's your pickup line. All right, so I got a bunch of videos I gotta show you.
Yes.
Here's one of them.
Yes.
I just like this one because it's just like it just sounds cool.
Sounds cool. Oh no! What happened there?
Just people doing donuts at a car meetup, and then the guy was hanging out the window. But like, dude, this guy just gets almost sandwiched.
It looks.
He breaks the back window
of the other car.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
He shatters the back window of the other car.
Is he the guy that gets up and walks out?
Yeah, that's the guy. He's like, I'm good.
The fact that he isn't knocked unconscious is like kind of insane.
I think, the glass probably broke his fault.
Yeah, it does offer a degree of give, but also like nothing good listen, if you are a car guy and you like doing donuts, you like doing all this wacky shit, just know that nothing ever good happens in an intersection.
Just know like sophisticated people who are doing this where it's like, I mean, I get it. It's fun. I've been to some of them, but like, and that setup was like a whole fucking intersection was closed down for people just doing burnouts.
Yeah. No, it wasn't closed down. They did that on like they.
Well, not like closed down officially.
Yeah.
They're forcing.
They forcefully did that. And like I love cars. I can get down with car meets when people meet up with their cars and they look at them. Sometimes they rev them a little bit. But that's a whole nother thing. I've never been to something like that, and I don't want to either, because I don't want to see someone get hurt or get arrested or whatever. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like nobody really anticipates that, but at the same time, it's like
you could also
likely.
You could also find a lot to do that in, or a park. I don't know, not a park, but a playground to do that in. You could find something. There's got to be a better way than in the middle of an intersection.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw them doing that shit in South Central. We were at a rave in like a warehouse in South Central, and like not like right behind it, right next to where the LA River is, there was this huge strip. These guys had these crazy fucking cars doing burnouts going back and forth. There was a guy that had a Z with no frame panels on it. Like there was no body, and it was just all a big pipe frame. It was dope. It looked like a car from Mad Max, and he was just ripping it.
I feel like, because I know some of my friends who are like really into this are the type of people where I'm like, when I get in the car with them, I'm like, it's fun and all, but there's sometimes I'm like, dude, because I'm all for a good time, but there's sometimes I'm like, dude, you're going like 180, dude, your speedometer's max.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't know if it's like I know my friends aren't professional drivers, and I know, and did Matt ever tell the story of the whole fucking Beamer thing on here? Were you in the car with him?
Overpass.
Did he tell that story on the pod?
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, because I've the same friends who are like, they're like, dude, it's like a fucking achievement that they hit where if they go past a certain limit, their speedometer screen changes from a speedometer to just like a big red. You're going fucking this fast, and it's like I hit it. I'm like, okay, it's fucking slow down.
Nice,
dude."
nice.
Yeah. And then I'll show you this video too.
Teslas are like that too.
Because we were kind of basically talking about like pedophiles and shit, and I feel like this might like really correlate with it.
For the females that be wearing these panties right here, y'all be looking so damn good. Pussy be sitting so fat and juicy.
Oh, brother.
Suck that pussy just like that. Now.
Oh, is that your Nazi neighbor or your neighbor?
Yeah, that's literally him.
Just,
wow,
like,
man.
are these even women? I mean, like the front of
Those-
this shit looks like some kids' underwear.
The thing is, the front of them do, and the back you
Yeah,
can
the
tell
back
it's folded
looks like-
over. You
yeah.
can tell they're probably adults.
Yeah, I love the pop that comes out. You're so goddamn good, baby, juicy.
I hope he fucking purchased those.
Fuck no. Well, maybe he did. I don't know. Clearly, probably a Walmart.
You know, the thing is, he's probably really good at eating pussy.
Oh, 100%.
He's probably really good. He
I mean,
probably
he's-
takes good care of his ladies too.
Yeah, he's
But he's fucking weirdo, bro. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being with your kids and being at Walmart and just seeing this guy doing that,
Just
acting
filming
a
it?
mess? I'd be so pissed.
It's probably a compilation of different things this guy's done throughout the Walmart.
Oh, this guy terrorizes the Walmart. Dude,
He's flaunting
freaking-
his pussy
Do you
skills.
remember? Do you remember the video of that guy smelling girls' butts at Barnes and Noble?
Oh, when they get up and he smells the seats? Oh, no, you're talking about when he... I
Where
don't know, I've seen a lot of...
he physically like kneels down and tries to smell their ass.
Dude.
People are running amok.
Listen, I'll never be into that, but I feel like if you were to do that out in public, that like you're not gonna really get anything. Like you're not gonna pick up a scent from that.
Unfortunately, they get something. They
They
try
whip something.
Yeah, there's
They're
something.
just hoping for the stinky
Well,
girls.
I think yeah, they're hoping for that, and I think it's the thrill of it all. Like I think it's like how people are like, I like fucking in public. It's like these guys like they get off on the fear of getting caught or whatever. It's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
It's so creepy. I've never been a fan of like anything public. I think all that shit's insane. I think that's fucking totally gnarly.
entirely. If I like even do filming or anything type like that in public, I'm like I don't like being like.
You ever done geocaching?
Catching?
Geocaching?
Catching?
Cache.
Oh no, I know like
GEOs.
geocaching where it's like
What?
like
Where
kind
you
of like
where you find the stuff?
yeah. You go,
That's geocache.
oh, it's caching. Like when
See,
you go
like-
up to like somebody makes a landmark and it's like open
A
this shit.
cache.
Oh, it's caching.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was catching.
No, like you know how like when you're on your computer where it says clear your cache?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the word.
So it's like when people hide something, it's like it's
C-A-S-C-H-E.
kind of like a
Yes.
puzzle to open them.
So that's another thing. Like in the geocaching world, they call people that don't know what geocaching is muggles, because when you pull off on the side of the road and you're like trying to twist all the bolts on a stop sign to find the little thing, you
Yeah.
look like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So like you'll come up to like a hard geocache, but it's in like a kind of a busy area. It'll be like, make sure to watch out for muggles,
Yeah.
so they don't think you're
Stealing your
trying
sign.
to dismantle this sign
Yeah.
or light post. Geocaching is really cool.
Have you ever done one?
Fuck yeah, I've done.
You showed up and done one?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me and my ex-girlfriend in Oceanside did it a couple times. That shit was dope. You just drive around in the middle of the night, like you have nothing to do. You go geocaching. You go.
What do you go to like find them though?
Well, you have the geocache app, and you can
Okay.
see all of the local ones in the area. So like.
Oh, your local pedophiles.
Yeah, it shows you both. It shows you where the
There's probably more
pedophiles
local
are.
pedophiles than there are geocaching.
Dude, imagine if you're a pedophile and you pull up in a place and you're like, "There's a couple geocaches
Yeah,
here.
and
Maybe
also a couple pedophiles."
maybe little kids.
Yeah.
Some kids will come and it's by my house." Anyways, so I would go to so it'll like show you where it is, and then it'll give you like a hint. Like so, it'll show you like within 20 feet of where it's
Yeah.
at, and it'll be hard.
Keep it a surprise for you.
Most of the time, honestly, geocaches are hiding under those little like. When you see like a post, like a light post in the middle of like a parking lot,
Yeah.
and they have those like plastic skirt
Yeah, they
things
just
around the
go
bottom,
up,
you lift
yeah.
it up and you grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should fucking do that one night.
I've seen some very like intricate ones where it's like you gotta. Like,
Oh,
really,
insane! Yeah, no, I follow a lot of those geocaches on TikTok.
I feel like
It's fucking
the
dope.
prize you kind of get out of it is always lackluster, where it's just like, oh,
Well,
cool
you get to
know.
put your name on the thing. That's the most
Yeah.
fun part, dude. I have like a whole little tiny box of treasures from geocaching. It's like motherfuckers putting crystals in them or like stickers or fucking candy. Probably wouldn't eat it, but just take
Candy,
it.
some old ass expired candy.
But that's another thing about geocaching is you could leave shit in there. Like you could fucking
yeah.
You could
That's,
also
yeah.
you
Gold,
leave for the
bar
next guy.
gold, you know.
Yeah, leave a gold bar in there, or you could lie about it. You could say there's gold in here if you could find it and not put anything.
How much like money, stacks of money, you think are buried out in Vegas, like out because it's just a desert?
A lot. I think it's gonna be my job to find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee real quick.
For sure.
All right, so next thing we're talking about is slavery.
That's a topic.
No, let me see here. Me and Corey went to that bare knuckle boxing event last week. It was the first time they ever had it in California. I've never really watched it, but like I saw like some free YouTube pay-per-views because they're just trying to like, get going.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucking intense. They're just people getting knocked out. It's very violent.
Boom.
So we're like, oh, okay, cool. I looked online. I was like, oh shit, there's one in LA, and then we got tickets for it. There was like 150, and then they ended up being 75. But it's the first event they ever had in California. So we go to our seats and we sit down, and we're like in like one of the middle. It's at a theater, so we're at a section like above where we see there's like people like monitoring shit with computers and stuff at the front, and they have two fucking massive light stands, and it's completely blocking the center of the ring. So I was like, I looked at Corey. I was like, every time I go to a venue where it's like usually it's like music or something like that, you easily sneak down. I was like, they didn't check our shit at all. Here's what we'll do. We looked online and we saw that there was an entire row, like probably like 8 seats back from the very front, open. So I'm like,
shoot,
we can just go down there and sit there because no one's going to come up to us and say this is our seats. So we did that. We sat down.
Me next, baby. Me next.
And then I was still kind of worried because I was like, people could still buy seats. But like after 30 minutes in, it said like you can't buy tickets anymore. So I was like, cool. So this whole and then there's also people sitting there. We were like, we fucking know everybody's sitting here.
Yeah.
If there was one guy, there's just one fucking guy at the end who actually bought a seat. But before I get to what I was gonna say is also during that event there was a guy. Because there's no proctoring, dude. It's just fucking people are walking through nonstop. Because when we first sat down, we're like, we're not fucking leaving because we're right here.
Was that a big arena?
It was at a theater,
okay.
so like maybe like 7,500.
Pretty good.
But it was like actually just turned out to be the biggest. Conor McGregor just ended up signing with them. But anyways, regardless, we're sitting there, and at one point, this guy's like lurking up and down the aisles, and he goes, "Is anyone sitting here?" And he goes to sit down, like, "Oh yeah, someone's sitting there." And he sits next to Corey, and he goes, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna sit here." And a fucking attendant goes up right. Let me see your ticket.
God.
And so me and Corey, like in our heads, are like, "Fuck, this guy fucking. If he comes to ask, we don't have tickets either." So he like writes his name down. He looks at Corey. He goes, "Oh, I guess I got kicked out." And he's like fucking hitting Corey, and then they kicked him out. But what I was gonna get to is there were a lot of people there, and one of them was Bryce Hall. I mean,
that's funny.
Corey, dude, it was funny because Corey's like, "Oh, dude, that's fucking,
Bryce Hall.
That's Tanner fucking Gunderson, dude." I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" He goes, "Check it out, dude. He does hair." I was like, "How do you know that?" And he's like pointing, like fucking.
Corey seems like he would know those guys.
And he goes, "Oh, it's Bryce Hall over there." And then he goes, "Oh, that's fucking something Hunt." I think Taylor Hunt.
That's Mike Hunt.
Yeah, and he's like, they're being interviewed over there. He's like, they used to box. They box each other.
Tanner Fox.
Yeah, and I was like, cool. And then there was a big brawl that happened. It's just
It's
fucking,
all for
it's a
goofs,
gimmick, just to get views and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. Everyone's standing.
Oh, they had like a
watching it.
fake brawl in the middle of the thing.
Well, I mean, it was probably like, I don't know, somewhat
Oh,
real, but it was
God.
for sure like, I'm gonna like instigate this because it's gonna get views.
Yeah.
So everything.
Wait, Bryce Hall got into a scuffle?
Yeah, it was a guy. I guess Corey said that they boxed before. And I don't know
Okay.
who won,
Okay.
but they got into a scuffle together. And then the whole event went on. It was pretty fun. Guy like fucking broke his arm or whatever.
That's cool.
So we leave and we're like, let's walk around for a little bit. And we walk, and Corey goes, dude, I don't know how he fucking put. We walk past this one restaurant. There's a line of people waiting to get in. And he goes, oh, there's Bryce Hall back there. And I was like, I look back. I was like, hey, cool. I mean,
Cool.
I don't know him, or anything like
neither,
that.
yeah.
But and then we like fucking 5 steps later he goes, oh, and then that was the fucking guy. That was something Taylor Hunt who they got in the fucking. They were going at it, and then he's got a hot dog. You bought one of those hot dogs at the vendors, and we look at each other. We're like, maybe we should go back over there. We walk back, and they're like talking to each other, and they're kind of like doing some like TikTok gimmick and shit, and then they walk away, and I'm like, I look at Corey and I'm like, dude, how funny? Because it's like obviously
It's
that
all for
you know when they
games.
did that shit is because it was all filmed, but like seeing them outside of all the cameras and it was just them face to face, I was like, it's funny because they had nobody stopping them there, and like if they really wanted to fight, they would have just done it right then and there, no problem.
Exactly.
And they're kind of like, hey, what's going on, bro? Like, fuck you, dude. And then like one of like Bryce Hall's like guys like was walking up and then like mimicked like air punching one of the guys, and they're all laughing and shit like that. And I was just like, oh, dude. I mean, you already assume it's fucking
These guys,
staged.
they're
when
laughing
you see
all
that.
their way to the bank.
When you see that shit,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
They're like texting each other at night. They're like
dude, we
how
should...
fucking crazy would it
Yeah.
be if we started a fight with each other?
Yeah, but
it's
it was
all
like
bullshit.
they're all laughing and shit, like talking. I mean, like Bryce and the other guy were just kind of like, "Fuck you, dude." And Bryce is kind of like, "What's going on, man?" And the
Not to
other
be-
guys were laughing and
Yeah.
shit. And I was like, "Oh," but I looked at Corey. I was like, they could, if they really wanted to fight, they would. This is no better time to do
Exactly.
it because there's nobody here. It's
And
just
then-
there's no
and they're
fucking
not gonna
cameras
do
on
it.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's
Oh,
just one thing.
These guys are not fighting if there's no cameras. They got to know someone's got a camera out, and also like not to be a fucking tinfoil hat guy or whatever, but like to think that some of these like influencer boxers aren't working together with like choreographers is like insane. Like I feel like especially when it comes to like Jake Paul and fucking.
Well, it's already
Mike
been
Tyson.
established.
It's
Like,
like
the
that-
Kardashians alone, where it's like they know they hire like TMZ people to specifically.
They
take
know
pictures
what's
of them.
gonna happen. Like I don't know. I think all of these outcomes are already predetermined.
I didn't. When I saw that brawl, I was just kind of like in my head. I was like, I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing, but at the same time, it's like you're not convincing me.
Is the bare knuckle stuff in any way affiliated with Dana White yet, or no? Or is that something?
It's a totally separate company.
He's not gonna be given to that stuff, right? Or I mean, well,
Dana? No. It's a totally.
no, I know, but do you think? I mean, he fucking acquired the whole slap thing. Do you think he'd get into that?
No, it's already too well established. I mean, like it's not. This event was interesting because I kind of just happened to stumble upon it. I don't know. It's just getting bigger, and it's not affiliated with Dana White at all. It's just like it's kind of like considered like maybe, I don't know, college football to like height or official fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but it's a whole nother
Yeah.
situation because it's bare knuckle and it's just. I don't know.
I think bare knuckle's cool. I think it's cooler than standard boxing. I think people.
Oh,
Probably
100%.
I think people probably get hurt way less too. 'Cause
Yeah, you get knocked out instantly, and
you
it
get
was.
knocked out and it's over.
I
That's
mean,
cool.
right now it's kind of like just. I mean, I'm talking like as if I'm a fucking big fan. I'm just like kind of getting into it. But when I was there, you saw the shirt that I got Corey. I got him that shirt that says "I will fight you," and I was like, "You got to."
Where
wear
did you
that
get
around."
that shirt?
I went online. I was like telling him, I was like, "Okay, dude, what shirt are we gonna buy?" And I just looked up a bunch of like, "Don't fuck with," just. And then I saw that. I was like, "Dude, fucking like $14." I was like, "I'm gonna buy that."
When I saw that he was wearing it under his hoodie, I was a little bummed. I was like, just wear that
I get it,
shit.
but at the same time, like, dude, the thing is the fans there are just
Are
like
whacked
fucking like
out.
they were kind of like almost seeable as like UFC fans, but like I kind of thought like Monster Hat tap out shirts. But there were definitely some guys standing up being like, "Fuck you!" Like, I like this guy. Like, fuck you! And like people were like telling people to sit down and stuff. Dude, people were smoking weed and just ripping like at one point, like Corey
in the
was,
middle of the venue,
dude, in the theater. Yeah, people like this one guy just smoking like a fucking full joint, joint, just fucking
Whoa.
ripping it. And I looked at Corey. Corey's like holding his nose and shit, which I think whatever. But like we had like our vapes and we were kind of like secretly hiding it and stuff. People were like. I'm like, why does this smell like fucking blueberry muffins? Like people were just smoking openly there. It was funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking Bob Marley concert.
No, it's just they're just coming up. I mean, it was definitely fun because I was like, it's the thing. It's super like violent and entertaining to watch.
Can you hear it? Can you hear like the connections?
Yeah, well, they
live?
have like a thing in the middle of the ring, what's like a massive like speaker that like even when the ref talks, it's like you hear it through the speakers throughout the arena, so you hear people
cool.
talk. It's so
That's crazy.
you hear the punches and stuff. Everything's like enhanced throughout the theater. At least at this event, it was. But
Damn. Were they? How much were the tickets for like front row type shit?
So the ones we snuck down into were $600 tickets,
Ooh.
and
Me and Ray got pretty close to the Hollywood Bowl, but we stayed back for most of the time.
yeah.
The Hollywood Bowl, if you're trying to,
I've never been there.
If you're trying to sneak into some good seats, I think the Hollywood Bowl is the place to do it, no matter
Yeah,
what.
dude,
So
any
long
venue.
as- well,
I've never been to a venue where it's like, because it's like,
Well, the thing is, like, there's no stipulation on when you get there. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
They don't lock people out or anything like that. But I think the reason it's the best is because there's assigned seating numbers. Like, everyone gets an assigned seat.
Yeah.
But it's benches. It's flat benches. So if
there
you
you
see
go.
little gaps
Yeah.
or whatever, you could get
Fit
in
in
there.
there.
It's dark. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like people won't really press you. But yeah, somehow Dead Mouse wasn't sold out, and we were able to get a little bit closer, but.
Yeah, I think it's just when it's if it's assigned seating and someone says something is a problem, that's like
Yeah.
one problem.
That's fine,
but-
and I have no problem with it. If I sneak into someone's seat and they come in there like, "Hey, I'm in this
Yeah.
seat," fucking.
Well,
Great.
the thing is when we got there was like somebody in our seat that we actually paid for.
Mm.
And we'd ask somebody like, "Hey, can you where's our?" Corey's like, "Let's get her." Like, ask her to show us our seat, and then she'll point it out. And then she's like, "Just go down this fucking thing." And we're like, "Okay." So we just sat like
Sit wherever.
2 seats over than we were supposed to be. But I mean, that's usually what it is. If someone sees that you're sitting in their seat, they're not gonna be like confront you. They're gonna like go get somebody, and be like, "Hey, can you show us where our seat is?" And then they'll fucking pull you up. But I feel like it depends on how big you are as a performer. Where it's like if it's like a massive event, like if it's like pretty good, it's like they're very strictly, because when we saw that Post Malone event, I was like, Matt, I've never gone to an event and didn't like sneak in somewhere because it's so easy. Just gotta be confident, just walk in like you own the place. But
I'm surprised
there's
Matt was able to get up there.
I mean, I don't know, but what I was gonna say is that event it causes a problem which a lot of people who are like upcoming don't want to avoid, because that Post Malone event, there was a line of like 30 people who were there checking tickets to get in. And if I bought a seat down there and I was like, I gotta fucking wait, I went to go pee and I gotta wait in line, so it's like it makes people aggravated. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things where it's like that was probably like one of the only events where I didn't like just like sneak in to get closer, because it's like it's kind of fun. Not like I really need need to get closer, but it's kind of like a fun little challenge. Like let's see how fucking close I can get.
There's this venue where me and Ray saw this band called Have a Nice Life, and it was sold the fuck out, and it was like, I want to say it was either the Belasco or the Regent or it wasn't the Fonda, but it's like they have a very defined balcony. Like, there's only two places you could be. You could be in the balcony or you could be on the floor, and the floor was sold out. So the balcony had 2 entrances, and they had a security guard at each entrance, and they were pretty small too. But then they had like what separated the lobby from the floor were these like big cutouts, like, but they were like ledges, so you can. They look like big windows with no glass, and you can sit like it's at like butt height, so you can like push yourself up onto it and sit on it, and it's maybe like 2 feet long. So I was like, hey, check this out. And we tried to walk in with our wristbands. The guy's like, oh no, you're upstairs. Like, he already knew it was up, and I'm like, fuck. So I sat on the thing, and I just waited for him to not look, and then I just spun my body around and shot myself out the other side. And Ray did the same thing, and it was dope. That's fun. What are you gonna do? Get kicked out?
All right, so here's another video I want you to watch. It's a dead cat.
Is that his dick?
No, it's a dead cat. It's like its fucking elbow. They like better to fucking take a bite or something. Or maybe she's just hungry.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Her teeth come out,
Yeah, dude, she takes the
and then
dentures
she has
out.
to put them back in.
They find it. I think they're just like
No, but it looks like she's eating the cat's cock.
they're no. It's like collarbone or
Yeah,
whatever, fucking shoulder if they have that. But
Yeah, they have. I would like to think that they do have shoulders.
they're like
Look at her.
moving
Look at
out.
that face. Ew.
You bite off.
Puts the dentures in, dude. Oh, it just rips off the arm, and then for no reason doesn't even.
How do you not get some kind of disease or some kind
You
of
have to.
You gotta get
Well,
something.
I mean, basing off of her.
That thing is like, oh yeah, well,
basing off how she looks.
I would
feel
say
like
her
she's
immune
very
system's pretty
sustainable.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably done some shit that's pretty dirty in her
Yeah.
life. That's like she's pretty
Yeah,
sustained to like
she's-
some disease, but
See, these are the people that are gonna live through nuclear winter.
yeah, these are the cockroaches. Of
Yeah,
people.
these are the. Yeah, oh my god. That's so insane.
I mean, she's got no fucking. I mean,
She's got good taste in footwear, though. That's my favorite pair of Vans.
she's got good taste, but no teeth. You know,
Oh my
dude.
god.
Like, I love how she just like. She goes, hold on, I can't get a good grasp with my gums. Let me put my
Damn.
fucking dentures in, dude.
Oh my god. She's like, oh, I gotta suit up. Is what they say when they do that.
Oh.
You
There's
should
not-
take
there's-
you should take a bite of it.
Yeah, you should take a
Why-
bite of that.
Why
dude.
the fuck would?
Dude, but I mean, it's got to be I mean, I think it is a bet because she goes, I took a bite. She goes, yeah, she took a bite. So it's like probably like a thing.
Okay.
Like, I bet you won't do that.
I'll
for,
bet you a rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
for a nice little crystal meth
little
hit.
crystal, yeah, a little.
But I'm like, dude, there's no like. I mean,
I'll bet you a hit.
there ain't. There's just.
It's
straight
just
bone.
covered.
It's bones.
It's covered
and,
in webs and shit.
yeah, it's just bones and
tissue.
webs.
And nasties. That's so disgusting.
How long do
dude.
you think that cat had been there for? A year at least, right?
Oh, of course.
I mean, I don't know how long bodies decay, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to look at the bright side, it's less gross than if she would have bitten it, 2 weeks after it was
Yeah.
dead. But it's still fucking abhorrent. God damn, dude. Have you ever found a dead body? You ever seen a dead body?
my mom, she was dead,
Okay, well,
but I didn't find
well,
that.
all right, way to kill the vibes. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, but I mean,
But
have
no,
you
because
ever,
I
like,
thought about this before. I was like,
have you ever witnessed like
I've seen a dead cat, dead
yeah,
cats
I've
and
seen a bunch.
stuff.
That bums
I've
me
seen a
out all the
bunch.
time. Every time I
Yeah, it's
drive
on the
past
road.
like a dead
You're
rodent
like,
or something, I go
it's a
rest
raccoon, it's a
up.
raccoon, it's a raccoon, it's a raccoon. You just keep driving.
I don't think it makes it any. It definitely makes it better if it's not a cat, I guess. Dude, the first time I saw
Yeah, 'cause-
I was having a really rough day. I was in Oceanside and I was driving to work, and there was a dead German Shepherd, like a fully grown German Shepherd, on the side of the road, and I fucking teared up. I was like, God, that
Yeah,
fucking
isn't it-
sucks.
I agree with that. Where it's like if I saw a dead cat on the road, I'm like, oh, because the first thing you're like, there's probably
That's
like
so-
kids being like, oh, like somebody sad
No,
over that.
Yeah,
But if it's the dog, it's just like dogs are just so much more like, hey, how you doing, buddy? Like happy, like fucking creatures. You're
it's
just like
fucking
"Aw."
heart wrenching, dude. It's so sad.
Yeah.
And that dog was just trying to find its way home. And it was a fully grown German Shepherd too. So it was in someone's life for a long time and it's just gone.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, it's so funny. A couple years ago I was gonna go to one of those airsoft like multiple day operations, and for one reason or another I couldn't go. I think it just might have been too expensive. Those bitches are like
So
over
it was
$150.
An ADC, dude, an airsoft Daisy Carnival.
Yeah, it's ADC. But literally, like, my friend had gotten back from it. I was like, "How was it?" And they're like, they had to stop it like halfway through because they found a dead homeless guy in one of the buildings.
Jesus.
At George Air Force Base in Victorville. So yeah, they just found a fucking dead homeless guy in one of the buildings. They're playing airsoft, and they were like,
Did you
they
know
probably
someone
just
like,
thought,
shooting at it?
oh, someone had to have shot
Yeah.
in it. There was a kid that got in a shit ton of trouble for posting a video on
Full
Instagram
auto?
of him full autoing a rabbit, a live
Oh,
rabbit.
yeah.
It was very sad. I watched the video, but it was very sad.
Yeah, it's like one thing you do it, but it's another when you film it.
Yes,
Yeah.
dead. I don't. I understand like macabre, and I understand like people that like creepy stuff, like goth, like ooh, I like dead
Yeah.
stuff, and like true crime. But people that collect dead things are on another level. That's crazy sauce.
Yeah,
I can't get down and I can't get down with that.
I don't know what
Jars.
the
Girls with jars.
like spiders and
Specimens.
shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Brains and shit.
Those are the best, huh?
I was making a joke about something. I can't remember what the situation was, but I was like, "Oh, do you get a taxidermy like mosquito or something like that?" And this friend's like, "Hey, don't fucking say that shit." I was like, "What?" She goes, "I have taxidermy spiders," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, make sure."
Get out of here. Get that dead shit out of here. Well, honestly, I've always wanted the remember the cane that the guy in Jurassic Park had with the mosquito in it? That's cool. The amber shit, I think that's fucking tight. But
well, especially with a backstory with that, where it's like a mosquito with the blood from
a dinosaur.
that they can extract.
that movie's fucking so goated. Me and Ray, me and Ray saw that shit in theaters like a couple months ago. It was awesome.
I probably because it's like a lot of times I'll go out and see somebody like that guy looks like that guy, like that guy. The amount of times I've said that guy looks like the fucking guy from Jurassic Park is just
What, the
infinite.
old guy?
Yeah, just like a guy walking around with a white suit and a fucking fedora on and a cane
It's like
and the white beard.
It's like if he's like kind of little, then he's the Jurassic Park guy. But if he's a little bit bigger and a little younger, he's Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be
no
Colonel
in-between.
Sanders for Halloween next year.
You can't do that, dude. He's a slave owner.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got good chicken.
Yeah, the chicken was good enough to right his wrongs.
I mean, everyone does wrong things every now and
Fucking
then.
Colonel Sanders, dude.
All right,
wait, this is on camera. You have to blur this out.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
The box is fine. I feel like pulling it out.
Okay.
I mean, YouTube's okay with it because they're probably not gonna flag where it's just like.
No, people do sex toy reviews.
We're fine. If something happens, I can just cut out the fucking. I think it'd be fine.
The feds.
I've been dealing with them for fucking years.
You've been fighting the good fight for years.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's more lenient with it. I don't think it's really that big of an issue where it's like they're gonna point it out if it's like a massive. If you like swing it around and shit, it's a big like object. But sit in the back. I mean, hey, it's just a Darth Vader fucking. I mean, realistically, if you look at it, it doesn't really look like anything that's like sexual except for the head. But you know. Okay, so here's another video I want to show you because it's correlating to the idea of working at a bank. So what this basically is somebody trying to sign off somebody to do something, and that person in the wheelchair is dead.
No way.
Dead or like just severely not there. Because
that guy's dead as
it's
hell.
titled as the guy's dead, but also I feel like he's got a little bit of pigmentation to him, and also I feel like maybe there's a blink or a mouth movement to him.
He's so pale.
But still, regardless, anybody in this condition, she's trying to get him to sign something off.
You know when that gets signed, then it's game over.
Yeah, but like, can you officially like look at this shit, dude? She's like, come on. I mean, I don't know what she's saying. It's probably fucking.
This guy, oh my god. She's smiling like.
She's holding his head fucking because if she lets it go, he falls down. She's like, come on, you okay?
Oh, he's alive, but just barely.
I guess, dude.
This is
but
so
like,
messed
to not be
up.
able to hold his head up. If he's not dead now, he's dead by the time they get into the parking lot.
Yeah, how the fuck do you get this guy in a car without him croaking?
He can't hold his neck up or his fucking head.
Damn, dude. That's the house. That's the deed to the house. Please sign this for me.
When I see this, I think about is a Tim Dillon because he used to do like Real Tale.
Oh yeah,
and
he used to do prime mortgages, subprime mortgages.
Yeah, and he said that there was one time where somebody was like, "Come on, sign it," and the guy was like almost like this, where it's like we feel a little bit weird. I mean, the people who are like on the other side of the counter know this is fucked up because they're filming it because they're like, this is like liability and shit.
See, that's the unfortunate part about like power of attorney and people. Unfortunately, probably a lot of fraud, if not most fraud, happens from your family members.
I mean, look at this guy. Can't even fucking.
So sad, man.
She's like, I gotta hold your head up.
That's so fucked.
She's like, come on, what are you doing? he's just silly.
It's what's the best part is I don't know what this is or why.
Look at the smile,
it would appear,
dude. Look at the smile on her.
It's got to be some form of DMV or some kind of.
I want to get this guy to drive.
Well, yeah, or maybe it's just something to where he has to sign something over to her for sure.
Yeah.
But she probably, let's say this is her dad. She came in there a week before and was like, "Hey, he can't sign for himself. Like, can I sign for him for this?" And they're like, "Fuck no. Are you fucking stupid?" What the fuck? Can you sign for him to give his house to you or something? No, you bring him in.
Yeah.
He's got to come in himself. And she's like, "Fuck.
I mean,
I got a fucking weekend at Bernie's and my dad to come sign this thing over to me."
When I saw the video of it, I think it was like it said something with a bank, but like I don't. This is obviously like
it just doesn't.
This is foreign, where it's like the
yeah.
background of people waiting in chairs. They don't have that at banks, but they don't have the banks here.
Yeah, this like a bank in another country to us could look like like a classroom or something like it. Yeah, shit is just weird in other countries.
I mean, you gotta be I mean, you're thinking more optimistic, where it's like it's like the daughter being like, the idea of being optimistic of her thinking that the dad wants her to have what she's trying to sign off on, but she's not, like, he can't do it, so she's doing whatever she can to make it work. But like, for most people, they're gonna see this and being like, this is just some fucking person just trying to scam this fucking guy. But
yeah, well, no, a lot. Yeah, I would say by her demeanor, I think that she's trying to scam her father or whoever this old man is.
There's dude, when someone dies and there's a lot
or a
of
woman, that could be a lady.
when someone dies, no one's really ready, like, prepared for like all the little implications you need to do to sign off on other things that they want you to do.
Up, yeah.
Because when my mom died, everything was fine, sign off over, but like the main card my dad would always use was under her name, and so it had the best credit score on it and stuff like that. Because he would buy like, she really didn't spend any money. He did everything, but he's like, oh, I'm gonna have it under your name.
Yeah.
And so now
that was a big deal, huh?
The car that is under her name has like a fucking 850, like a perfect credit score. So it's like, if you want to buy anything with that, it's obviously way useful to use that. And it's, there was not like any implications to them being like, we want a divorce or anything like that. It's just cancer. She died from it. So it's like, they're perfectly, she wanted everything to have, she wasn't trying to hold back anything, but like, it got to the point when I get to the point, but when she died, the card with the best credit score on it was under her name specifically, and he can't transfer that shit over
at all.
But he still uses it, and he just, if someone ever asks, he goes, she's in the hospital kind of thing. And it's like, it seems like scamish, but it's like, it's everything on that card is from him, but he was like, a good husband. He's like, here, this is, I put everything on your card, and like, it's on you. But now it's like, fuck, she can't transfer it over, so it's in her name, and it's got the best credit score, where it's like, he's a business guy.
You can't even make him an authorized use. Yeah,
so he still uses it, but it's like, he can't transfer it over to his name. Like, he can still use it because it's partly under his name, but like, in order to transfer it entirely to his name, he can't do that.
Can't do it,
but he can still use it, but it's still kind of like,
there's a lot of stuff, like in this case, I'm being presumptuous, obviously, about whatever the fuck this is, but like, he's alive. Just barely.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Before you came over, I had one of this video queued up, and I was going through it because I was like, I gotta find
you gotta find a sign of life.
I mean, I was like trying to find the video I got it from, because I do remember it said something about a bank, but I was like, it said dead, but I was like, this video, like, it looks like he like closes his mouth kind of, but she does like touch his mouth, but it looks like it's, I don't know, his eyes look like it could be open, but
the thing is, like, before you pass away, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do, and beneficiaries you have to have, and like, there's a lot of stuff you need to put in place in order for it not to be a total mess for your family when you're gone. Unless if you're not a total provider, it's a whole different thing. But if you're like in this guy's case, let's just say he's taking care of people, and people live in his house and all this crazy shit. That shit is so hard to rectify once they're dead.
Yeah, well,
if they didn't put any stuff in place. Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, if that guy doesn't sign anything over to her, it's just gonna go back to the fucking.
Exactly, the government. It's just it's just a bitch.
I mean, we're just being optimistic and being. I mean, but I don't know. Look at her fucking smile. She's just kind of.
She looks conniving.
But she does. I don't know. Like, based off her face, she looks like she could be related. But at the same time, it's like, dude. I mean, I hear more often of fucking dads hating their daughters and like their kids, and then all of a sudden they're gonna die, and like, oh, now I'm all of a sudden the fucking big part of this guy's family. But I don't know, dude. When it comes to somebody who can't hold their fucking head up, I feel like they're pretty much gone. Like, there's nothing really holding them back, like this guy. Even if his heart's still pumping, he's dead.
He's gone.
Like, he can't hold his head up. He's gone.
That sucks. R.I.P. R.I.P. Bro, because he is not alive now.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how long this video was ago, but he's not alive anymore.
Fuck no, dude. That guy, like I said, like, this guy probably, if his heart were still beating at like 1 beat per hour, it was gone. With no way this guy passed like the day check. This guy didn't make it till the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. You know that this is the first time he's been out of the house in years, probably, because he can't hold his head up. So they don't bring him out often. They don't have to. If they brought him out often, he'd have a wheelchair that holds his head up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is like she just brought him to do this one signature in front of presumably a notary, and he can't do it. Did she ever get him to sign it?
Out of the video ends before
my
sign. I don't think.
God.
Well, I mean, he's not signing a goddamn thing. You know, this video can go on for 12 hours, and he's not signing anything.
The notary's probably like, "Ma'am, you can't hold his hand while he does it. He's got to sign it."
When I rewatched this video before he came over to like play it, because I wanted to edit it to like crop it and stuff, and I was like thinking, do you think she's gonna do like a Ouija board fuckery where she's like, "Oh, there he goes, like sign it for him and shit."
Oh, he's signing. Wow.
Oh,
thanks,
like,
Dad.
She's like, it's like, "Oh, it's moving. It's him though."
Oh, it's my dad's hand moving it.
Yeah.
Oh man. And here's the thing about the internet. Did you find this on Reddit?
I can't remember. This is probably. I think it was sent to me on Twitter.
If I see something like this on Reddit, it better have a transcription under it immediately.
Yeah. That's why I tried looking back.
Within fucking days.
I think it's
the internet, dude. These fucking people on the internet are so good at everything, and there's so many beautiful people from different countries. Everything needs to be transcribed. I would hope if there's a crazy ass video in English, then someone across the globe gets to know what the fuck it means. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when I saw because I mean, Twitter's not very descriptive as like Reddit, like a Reddit thread would be. I mean, I guess I can go through the comments, but most of the comments are laughing faces and shit like that. But
every time I see a crazy Russian video on Instagram where it's like,
yeah,
I'm like looking the comments like, please.
Here, let me get to actually. Speaking of Russian, I'm gonna play this video real quick because we're on the topic, and then I'll get something else.
The colors are very Russian of this video. Oh, there's a car on top of that building. Always trying to jump from building to building. He's on a ramp. God, he came up he cased it. No, he didn't case it. He came up so short.
That guy had to have been so fucked by the initial impact of the building where it just absolutely just takes out.
Boom, he's dead. Boom, bitch.
Do you think this is like the Logan Paul like coming up era of vlogging in Russia?
Yep.
Or some like fucking Nitro Circus of Russia.
Oh my God.
I mean, look at
they're like.
Now that I'm thinking about it, look at these buildings, bro. They're just two vacant, like just almost basically demolished building in the middle of a valley.
It's crazy. Russian.
It doesn't seem like it's that far to clear either.
Russia doesn't even seem real to me.
I feel like the car that they're using just wasn't powerful enough where it's like, sure, it should be able to make it, but going up that ramp probably caused a...
Is it confirmed that there was someone in the car?
I would not necessarily, but considering the reaction of the other people on both of the buildings are very curious fucking people to be like worried somewhere. It's like... They're running,
Yeah, like if I put a brick on the gas and it did that, I would go woo instead of running to the end.
Well, that's the thing is if I did a brick on the gas, I would rather it not make it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
The lady running down there too.
Yeah.
Dude, like see this shot of the two buildings in the valley and the mountains surrounded by absolutely nothing. That's very Russia. It's like
I mean, yeah, I know it's Russia because of the dialogue.
Russia's got so much abandoned shit, and like it's so like every time I see one of these videos, I'm like, where are they at?
Gotta be used to maybe like fucking Slovak. I don't know.
It's gotta be Balkan.
Balkan.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Ukraine.
Balkan. Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, so I wrote this down because something happened to me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking be funny is because it's like a psychological thing, like something to think about is things that annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things that's just like that like build up. But one thing, the things that annoy me is I wrote down is this happened to me. Is people who come up to you and haven't seen you in a long time, and they're like, "Do you remember me?" Or like they'll be like, "You don't even know my name, do you?"
That's the worst.
It's happened to me like twice in the past month, where it's like I see somebody, I'm like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a fucking year since like 2020." Like they're like, "What's my name?" And then I'm like, "There's been it's happened twice. One of the times I was like, come on, like, what are you getting out of this?"
I can't even fathom doing that to someone. What a dick move.
It's like it's.
Oh yeah, what's my name?
It's like a self-conceited move where it's like they want to hear somebody not know them to make them feel like, kind of like shit in a way because
well, no, because they know your name.
yeah,
So
it's like they
so
wanna
they're
feel
like they want to feel like they have a moral.
yeah,
They're like more.
standard
They're
on
better
them.
than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. Oh, like they see Spencer Watson, but they know Spencer Watson doesn't know their name, so it's like,
Yeah, or just
well,
not
so
even
what's
know, but just
mine?
assume that they don't know my name.
Yeah,
so they're like,
bro, come on.
I remember one girl was like, "What's my name?" And I was like, "Oh," and then I tried
Fucking-
playing it off, but it's like, what are we getting out of this conversation? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You
me
said
telling-
that?
No, but
Oh,
it's like in my
yeah.
head.
Oh, yeah,
And she
what-
goes,
what-
"It's," and then she said it, and then there was another time I was pretty drunk. It was for Corey's birthday,
Mhm.
and I run into the guy. He goes, I was like, "Oh shit!" I mean, because it's like these people you immediately know who they are, but you don't fucking their name. You know, it's
Yeah.
been fucking since high school.
Mhm.
And there's one guy I ran into
What's
and it
my
was-
name?
since high school, and I've never had a conversation with this guy, like hung out. It's just been passing in high school. And this guy goes, "Hey, what's my name? You don't know my name, do you?" But it wasn't like aggressive. It was just kind of like, he was like, "What's my name? You don't know my name, huh?" And then I was like, and I didn't. And then when you put like, usually it's like
No, I
more
don't.
often it's if I did know the name and then it's kind of vaguely there and they say that to me, then I'm like, fucking, oh shit, I can't pull it back up. But this moment I was like, oh, it's fucking, and I said it. He goes, yeah. And I was like, dude, what are you doing, man?
That's the worst, man.
But it's happened multiple times. Like, what's my
It's-
name? And I'm like, what are you doing? You're gonna
It's-
make me feel
dude,
weird.
you
It's gonna
know-
make an awkward
You know what's
conversation.
funny is that like on my mom's side of the family, like Matt and all them, like we would go to my aunt's house like every year for Christmas. They moved to Hawaii and then they moved back, so we haven't been there in a couple years. But we would go there, and our family's pretty freaking big. And there's cousins that like are there every year that I know, and then there's cousins that aren't there every year, and then there's uncles that you really don't know that well, and they'll come up to you and they'll be like, "Logan, I remember when you were freaking
Yeah.
this big.
You're in your
You
dad's
You
balls.
remember me?
Yeah.
You remember my name?" And it's like, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do this. I hate that shit, man. Because then I always feel like shit. There's
It's-
no way out of it.
It's just annoying because there's nothing that good comes out of it where it's like, just like if I see somebody and we kind of both recognize each other, I'm not going to be like, what's my fucking name? I'm like, what's going on, man? And then like, if it becomes somebody who it's like, they're like, I want to know their name. I'm like, introduce somebody and be like, hey, this is fucking so-and-so. And then like, I do that a lot. I'm like, hey, this is my friend. And then like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
fucking so-and-so. I'm like, oh.
Something that annoys me that I just found out recently, me and Ray were talking about this, is when I understand that in the dating world and when it comes to, you know, there's a lot of men that are like creepy, and I understand that, like,
Yeah.
if I was a woman, I would be fucking scared all the time.
Yeah, I think about that all
Like
the time.
like shit's scary.
When I ask a girl to come over, I'm like, are you sure? Like,
Yeah, are you sure you want to
Yeah.
come? Yeah. But the thing is, like, on a first or second date, I think meeting somewhere is totally chill. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like, after like you have like a certain degree of comfortability, like I want to pick you up. Like, I think the car ride
makes it
and
easier.
listening to, it makes it easier. I think that's also like a good part of the date. I think that's like cool. You play music for them or whatever.
Yeah.
But like people that insist on meeting somewhere every time, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, man, we don't have anything to do after this
Yeah.
either.
It
It's like,
sucks
ah,
because it's
fuck.
like I've had that before where it's like
I want to be trusted.
Yeah, I know 100%. I love
Yeah.
like first dates to be here because I set everything up where it's like a fucking nice, like everything is like organized in the sense of it's like clean. It's a fun, like I don't know.
Environment.
Overall, it's if you go somewhere, it's like you're just sitting out somewhere and like the time is limited, but it's like here, it's like forever, you know.
Do whatever, yeah.
But-
Forever in the podcast room.
In the idea
You
of
can do
like
anything. It's like a chocolate factory.
girls be like, no, I want to meet at this ice cream shop first, and I was like, I get it, but at the same time, it sucks because I know I'm not a fucking weirdo who's gonna like do some weird shit, but it's like that's still like that idea still exists where I'm like, I can't really just fucking. I get it where you're coming from. You want to meet out in public,
Yeah.
but it's like I can't just tell you I'm not a creep.
I'm not
you know?
creepy. Can I pick you up?
Yeah. Also, what I wrote down is this also happened too, where it's like I went to a friend's birthday party and there was a bunch of people lined up in this like table group, and I'm sitting like in the middle with the people I know. People to my left of me, there's like 8 people I don't know, except for like one guy, and then the other side I know kind of most of them, but there's also like 4 stragglers, and then one of them I look like it's like I think I know her from somewhere. So I talked to the person next to me, and I was like, hey, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, what's her name? And then she's like, oh, it's her. Like she's pointing, like her.
Out loud.
It's fucking Sarah.
It's like motherfucker.
And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck. I remember I asked her once. She goes, wait, who? And I could just tell by the loudness of her voice. I was like, no, I was just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let's fucking try this again. Like 30 minutes later, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, hey, what's her name next to you? Because I think I know. She goes, oh, her? Yeah, no, it's Sarah. So we all work together, and I'm like, they're all looking at me and shit. I was like, oh my god, dude. I mean, it's very stereotypical, but it's like when like it's just a story I had that actually happened where I'm like,
That's
what are you
funny.
doing? Like I get it, but like I'm like, just be like, it's fucking Sarah. And I was like,
Dude,
okay.
I'm
because I thought because I know her from somewhere. Like I think we follow each other. I was like, what's her name? And it wasn't Sarah, but
I'm the king of asking people what people's names are, and also like in the whole. This is my third time bringing up Airsoft this fucking podcast. But when I was working as a referee at Airsoft, oftentimes at the arena that I was working at, it was like me as a referee running the night for like 40 or 50 kids, grown men and kids. So like obviously at the beginning, I have to introduce myself to everyone so everyone knows what my name is. And a lot of the time I'm having like small conversations with these people, but I'm not. It's so hard for me to remember all these names. I come across like 1,000 people a week or something like that. And it's what's funny is a couple of people recognized me from Airsoft in your comment section. They're like, "This Logan from Battle Lab."
Oh yeah.
Which is so funny. But I was at the gym not too long ago, and this kid I knew from Airsoft or like that would come and play. He fucking I saw him there, and I was like, "That's funny." And I saw him, and I knew he was like fucked with me, like we were like homies, but I don't know what his name is. And I was like, fuck, this guy's going to come up to me. Like, this is not going to be good. And he comes up to me. He's like, Logan, you remember me? And I'm like, don't say it. Don't ask the question. Don't ask that.
Like, what's up? I always say, like, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
He's like, you remember me, though, right? And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he didn't ask me what his name was. I'm like, yeah, dude, I remember you. Like, Airsoft.
Yeah.
I'm so out of the game, dude.
I feel like nobody should really come in with that energy, being like expecting somebody to know another person's name.
No, I think that's shitty. I think that's super shitty.
It's like it's not even necessarily shitty, but just like.
But you know that person's been in that situation too.
You're
so, like,
putting yourself, both people, both parties, into a position of being like an awkwardness of being like, we could have just fucking talked to the. You know?
Like what if they don't? Yeah, I wouldn't ask someone that because what if they don't remember my name? And they say no, I don't, and then we're both gonna feel stupid and weird. Yeah, fuck that shit. That's super annoying.
And then another thing that I put down was a little controversial, but like when people say text me to get home safe, but I'm specifically talking more of the people who are it's like I don't fucking really know. Like I've been to parties and like girls have been like, hey, DM me when you get home safe kind of thing. And I'm like, dude, you don't even like it's just the idea like Matt says it a lot. He's like, let me know when you get home safe. And in my head, I'm like, fuck, when I get home, I was like, I gotta text him. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like I get it where it's a comfortability where it's Matt will vouch, or he's like, no, I'm like actually like, cause I can't relate to that emotion of being like actually wanting to feel comfortable when I know someone's home safe. I'll never feel that. But when he says that to me, he's like,
you don't want to know when people get home safe?
Wait, okay, let me get to this. When Matt says it, I get it. And like Matt has said, I think on here too, where it's like, no, I'm actually like, I actually am.
Genuinely
yes. Like curious. But I'm talking about people who like, I don't fucking know at all. And like text me to get home safe. And I'm like, first of all, one,
you don't know me like that.
If I get in a car accident or anything like that, you're the last person I'm going to call if I don't get him safe. Secondly, if I don't message you and I don't get him safe.
What's going to happen?
If I die on the way home,
what are you
then I'm
do?
dead. You know what I mean? Like me letting you know that I got home safe or not. Are you really worried? You know what I mean? And
That's the thing.
It's just from my perspective of being like, I got to fucking text this person, hey, I'm home safe. You know, just look at my location.
Well, I would never text. Yeah, exactly. I would never text you or Matt or anything to text when you get home safe because I have your location.
Yeah.
But
I'll call if I don't get home safe. I get a car accident. I'll call you guys. Or if I'm dead,
I'm fucking dead.
If I get a car accident, I'm dead. Then I'm like, there's nothing you can do about it. You know.
I think. What do you think girls think about that? What do you think? Because I do that sometimes. Like if I go on a date or if there's girls around, I'll be like, hey, text me when you guys get home. You think they think it's creepy, or you think they think it's cool?
No, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like I'm very emotionally detached from this idea. But what annoys me is the people who, selfishly, I'm saying is like they're girls who I kind of know like me, and they want to like get me to message them, kind of thing. And it's like that implication besides the idea of like actually wanting me to get home safe, and it's just I don't know. It's just
Well,
it's
maybe
like little
well that's
things
the
like
thing.
that.
Maybe if you don't reciprocate the feeling of liking them back, and they tell you to get home safe.
No, you don't know.
You just say home.
The one story, the one idea is I'm really thinking about is like I didn't talk to this person at all, and we walked and like, seriously, let me know when you get home safe. And I'm like, why do you? I don't even fucking know you, you know.
Will do. Yeah, that shit. It is kind of annoying.
I get, but the thing is, is annoying because if you don't say I got home safe, you feel like an asshole because I'm like because it's the implication of like they're putting on you of being like, I want to let like. If they say that to me,
you gotta message me.
It's almost a responsibility to be like, in my head, they're making it think like it could be a possibility of like they're worried that I'm not gonna get home safe. I don't want them to worry, so I gotta message them, and then
So,
that's like a fucking.
My thing is, I will say that to people that I know probably shouldn't be driving. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, like people like not even like that, but like people that I don't think are gonna get home safe. No. People that maybe have an elevated chance of not getting home safe. That's who I will text it to, and I think that's who it's supposed to go to.
Well, I feel like
and they don't have to be drunk. It could be a person that is exiting the party with a questionable person. Or like if you have a homie that's like, yeah, fucking Bebop, my plug is gonna pick me up and we're gonna fucking go party. It's like, text me when you get home, bro.
I feel like in that situation, if you get to the point to tell them to let me know when you get home safe, you've already failed. Because if you're actually worried, you're like, you're not leaving.
You're putting bad juju on their head.
For the most part, in those situations where obviously we've been in situations where somebody has left and they're like, that guy should not have left. Those people usually sneak the fuck out when you're like, where's this person? And they're like,
yeah,
you know,
keep tabs on them. Yeah, this is a PSA to podcast listeners. If you made it to this far, if you have a friend that's fucked up, keep an eye on them. Because they'll drive out. They'll go out. They'll go away.
Because I feel like now
you'll find
with
them in a
my
dumpster
friends
somewhere.
that I'm like, if someone's actually ever worried about me getting home safe, which is never going to be a fucking issue. It's like if I think I can't get home safe,
then I'm not going to drive.
Then that's like another level where I'm like, I'm not going to fucking even worry about it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think I've ever gotten myself to that point. I don't think I've never been out and about where I'm the driver and I've gotten to where I feel like it would.
Because people are only saying that because there's alcohol involved, where it's like, I get it, but at the same time, if I'm not driving or something like I wouldn't fucking, when, like, you know, we go to fucking, I don't know.
A rave.
If we go to dinner at like 5 p.m. to meet up at like Korean barbecue, I'm not going to be like, let me know when you get home safe, you know what I mean?
It's like,
it's just
I
when
know you got
alcohol.
a lot of food in your belly and you're freaking...
But,
you're bogged down by that food.
I feel like now, if anybody is ever worried in any situation, whatever, if someone's getting home safe, the only people who like would care should be worried about it already have them in Find My Friend. I mean, it's iPhone
exactly.
set up, you know?
Anyone who should care should have it. Yeah.
This is what, like, I mean, Matt, I get it because Matt's very emotional. Like, loves, very,
he's emotional.
Not like just like he's heartfelt. Where
He
like
loves hard. He's got a big old heart.
Yeah,
he wants to know.
He's like, I'm very serious when I want to know when you get home safe. I get it, but like at the same time, I'm like, it's also nice to know that in my head, it's like he has my location, so he knows if I'm home.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he sees me in the 15 stuck at one spot for like half an hour, it's like, yeah, maybe.
If I've had $1 for every time I texted Matt when he told me to tell, like, if I was okay, I would have this many.
He's never said that?
No. If I had $1 for every time I replied.
Oh yeah.
Because he's got my location.
Yeah.
And sometimes, or you know what? Instead of saying, hey buddy, hey cousin, I got home safe. I'll just send him an Instagram meme, and then he knows I'm home safe.
Yeah.
Or I'm drunk sending Instagram memes on the freeway, like, oh, check out this kid falling on a bike.
Yeah.
No, I'm
I think I've replied to him like twice where I'm like, oh, you know what?
I'm home.
I don't know. I feel like he's actually seriously.
I usually just say home
reason.
with like the shaking hands emoji.
Yeah, and that's like another thing. It's like you're kind of like it's almost like you being like, I'm sober. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sober. I'm
like,
joking.
It's like, let me know when you get home safe, and that text back to them is being like, I'm not. you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a meeting. It's like an AA convention where it's like, I'm good. I'm clean.
I'm clean.
Yeah, you
I'm
know what
sober.
I mean. It's like putting you in the spot to be like, yeah.
I'm joking.
And then another thing I put down. This was actually the original idea that started it. Where it's also a third world country annoyance where when you go through a drive-through and you get a drink like a soda or something like that.
First world country annoyance.
Yeah, first world.
Third world.
Well, I mean,
It's like when you drive past the chicken coop and someone throws rocks at the top of your horse.
Yeah, first world. When you go through a drive-through and you order like a meal and they give you a drink and it's fucking dripping wet with soda or like the bottom of it.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Because like I clean my car, like my car is usually always clean except for water bottles. When I go to the gym, I just throw it back there and build them up. But like in terms of like dirtiness and shit, I keep it clean. But I got to a point I'm like, why the fuck are my cup holders so goddamn sticky? Why is it so hard to take out? Like
Because they put so much fucking soda in the cup.
it's not even necessarily they overflow the soda. It's just when they do it, they're doing it on shit where it's like a fucking tray or a countertop that's
Nasty.
covered in soda, and they give it to you and you put it down there and you just fucking like it's not a big deal at the
gross.
time because it's liquid, but then it dries and it fucking just seals. Because I remember you, me, and Matt went somewhere a few weeks ago or something like that. We got food and then I cleaned my car and I'm like, dude, there's fucking soda like in my fucking drive, like it like all in the buttons. Like I pressed shit and it wouldn't pop back up. And it's not because you guys spilled shit. It's just
because they have soda dripping. You know what I hate is when they give you. It's not even dripping from the bottom, but when they give you soda, like they filled it all the way to the top,
it's coming
and
out
they
the
put the thing,
fucking-
and comes out the straw
Yeah, and you're
hole.
like,
Well, no, you drink it like this, and it spills on your fucking
yeah,
shirt.
I've had that multiple times spilling on me.
And it only happens when I never wear white shirts, but whenever I wear white shirts, I get that shit. And I'm like, cool.
The
dude.
soda spill.
I can't deal with it, man. I worked at Taco Bell forever. And the thing is, at Taco Bell, we had an automatic soda thing that would not do it to the top. It would do it perfect. And you put the lid on and it's chill. But I don't know. They insist on filling that bitch up fucking fat.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time I go through a drive-thru and get a drink, it's always overly filled.
Oh, I have something to announce. I think that because of the way that inflation is and the prices is on everything, I think that it should be completely okay for you to get a water cup and put whatever the hell you want in it. And I do it. I do it everywhere.
Well, I feel like most of the time you can.
I'm the
they
water
won't say
cup
anything.
bandit. Yeah, absolutely.
So people are gonna stop you. Or people are getting fucking paid minimum wage and they don't give a shit.
And it's so
anyways.
funny too because it's almost like a not no face no case, but it's almost like a victimless crime when you go to a place that you don't go to very often. And you get the water cup and you put soda in it, and it's like, oh, I'm not gonna see these guys for at least another 6 months.
Yeah.
But
You gotta do Sprite.
I go to Waba Grill by my work every single day, probably 3 or 4 times a week, and I get the same thing, and I order it through the app, and they know me, and they always put a water cup in my bag because they know I'm gonna ask for it, and they watch me go straight to the machine and put Diet Coke in it every single day. They've never given me shit for it. And sometimes I'll go out to my car, I'll eat it in my car and drink my Diet Coke, and I'll go back in for seconds on the Diet Coke in the water cup. And they've never pressed me about it. They're always super nice, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I think it's our unalienable human right to do that.
No, definitely. I mean, like the water cups are fucking very small quantities anyway. They're like like 4 ounces.
Yeah, if you work somewhere and you even think about pressing someone for that, then you need to fucking get a life, dude.
Well, yeah, that's.
Golly.
I mean, that's the thing is, as I said, like, is the people who are working there are like, I'm not fucking.
That might be
they're
the
not
most
costing shit.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
it doesn't take anything out of my pocket. I just
Yeah.
gotta refill the syrup slightly more often.
Yeah.
Like it's not even anything.
I have to go pee one more time, and then I got like a few more things.
For sure. Are you watching Star Wars Cantina? Wait, what were you? You were watching the Cantina band in the bathroom?
Friend Bobby's at Disneyland, and they, you know how when they do like the fucking, you've been to Disneyland, right?
Yes.
Yeah, have you been in for the show where it's like not the castle show, but to the west where it's like the water?
Mm-hmm.
They had like fucking those aliens guys playing that fucking.
No shit. Oh,
So
that's
he sent it to
fucking
me.
cool. I didn't know that. I love Star Wars Land. I've been there a bunch of times.
Yeah, probably did that because of Star Wars Land. They're like extending and shit.
My dad's friend, his sister works there, and we went there. It's my dad's, like, he works with my dad, and they hooked us up, man. They got us into the cantina. They gave us drinks and shit.
I haven't been in the cantina yet.
Oh, the
I've had like the fucking blue milk and shit. That shit's pretty cool.
It's fine, dude. The actual alcoholic beverages are like insanely good, like crazy good. They have a tequila one, and they don't skimp you either. They pour real. Those are real shots in these drinks. The tequila one's got like black salt on the rim. It's fucking fire.
What fucking problems do you think were like alcoholic parents getting shit faced and having throwdowns with other parents at the
Star Wars cantina?
Yeah,
dude. They used to have you at a 2-drink max, and now I don't think there's a max. I think you just freaking get shit canned in the Star Wars bar.
All right. I got one more video, and this one is probably something I'm gonna have to blur.
Nice. That's my favorite. Oh, shit.
So it's a tow truck driver. I'm assumingly towing a car.
Mm-hmm.
I should really look into, like, the backgrounds behind some stuff. But this person tries to get in the car.
Oh, he's repoing.
And he's shooting the guy.
Oh, my God. The tow truck driver is shooting the guy.
Yeah. I mean, I assume because I don't know, maybe. I don't really
Did the guy
know.
die? He's high speed reversing, and he looks like he's dead. He's probably dead. Oh, shit, no. No.
Oh, no, that's not a tow truck. Wait, is that a tow truck? Oh, that's a tow truck.
It would appear to be a work truck. Wow.
He's just fucking laying there.
Holy shit. Dude, that guy.
This is Scream.
Holy shit. I've never seen anything like that.
I mean, and then also, what the fuck is up? This car is. I mean, it's got to be like a collision.
Something happened.
I should really start like looking into the lore of these videos for some of these things.
The lore.
But
yeah. So the guy hops in the car. L truck driver for not killing him. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously he shouldn't have been shooting at him, but he's shooting at him fucking point blank, and this guy's still alive and is able to then reverse. Like, what if you play Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong, when he does a punch, he does this like cartoon thing where he charges up. This guy takes like 500 feet of a charge up. Like, look how far Look how far he reverses in order to get some good speed so he could whack this guy.
Well, do you think that was like, assuming that this is probably a car crash, like collision, like just aggravated like drivers that like this, I don't know what came to what, but like the guy who got in the car obviously isn't the fucking person driving the car. The guy in the vest is. I don't think it's. I think it really started with this guy shooting at this person.
I can't believe he's shooting at him.
Because I mean, I
He's
feel
doing
like
a
it's
bad
kind of
job,
like.
too. Look how far he goes back.
There's no way this guy owns that.
He goes so far.
It's one of those cars you wind up.
Runs away from the car. Runs sideways. Boom. Oh my god.
It's on a McDonald's drive-thru with a reserve spot.
Of course.
Ow!
Dude.
And then the screams.
Yeah, what if they got into a crash? What if that car in the front is that guy's car?
It sounds like a GTA background.
It literally is. Oh my god. GTA 6. At the end, it's just the Rockstar logo.
We're getting fucking bamboozled right now.
You should do that. You should edit the Rockstar logo into the end and just post the whole thing on Instagram. Be like, GTA 6 looks crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy deaf.
Didn't we watch a video like that recently where a car just like bowled over a guy riding a bike? Remember, there's a guy riding a bike down the street and the car comes up behind him and just whacks him.
I mean,
fuck. I think we watched it on the
probably.
pod recently, but yeah, that's fucking nutty. That's nutty. Road rage incidents are the best. They're so insane. Road rages, and I got into boat crashing recently, like big boat crashing. That shit is so insane. Because it's like fucking, it's more money than anyone could ever imagine. Just getting poured down the toilet at a high speed. So this was years and years ago. I was having sex with a lady in the dark. It was completely pitch black, and she was on top. And we didn't have sex for that long, but it was dope. It was a good. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was a good time. I didn't notice anything was out of line or anything was remiss or anything. So we finished up. I go to the bathroom, and I'm looking around for the light, and I fucking flick the light on, and my whole area is totally covered in blood, like from my pelvis to everything, and it was so much blood that I almost couldn't see my penis. So when I turned on the light, I'm not like very squeamish about blood or anything, but when I turned the light on, for some reason I thought my penis was just gone. Like my dick had fallen off. That's just what my primal like brain instinct said. So I like basically fainted. I did like a half faint and I grabbed onto the wall. I was like, and then I came to and realized that it was just a period. But yeah, that's a good story. We might be able to put that in. Just show me when
I
it's
feel
done.
like I mean I've had sex with like my girlfriend that I was dating for years, where it's like, or girls in their period. I've never seen an amount where it's like anything noticeable.
It was so much, and I was.
Is this pigmentation? We're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I was freaked out. Like it was insane.
Did she say like what was the crime scene looking
And then,
like?
but the condom was almost like when you use painter's tape. So like obviously there was some on like my pubic area and a little bit on my legs. So I took the thing off and I had this clean cock and like a splatter around it. Yeah, like a perfect clean line.
Did you go back to the crime scene?
Yes, I returned to the crime scene. She was
Turn the light on. I think
the girl was in the bed, like folded over, laughing at me fainting because it was loud. I go, and I like fucking grabbed onto the wall in the bathroom. I was like,
she knew. What was
she was like
going on.
fanning me out. Oh,
She goes, a third one happened.
oh my god.
Wait, was the bed covered in blood?
No.
No.
It was just all over me because she was on top. There was a little bit on the bed because it went like between my legs or whatever. But yeah, that was fucked up.
Are you? I would have been like, you good? Are you?
No, that's what the first thing I'm like, you okay? She's like, oh shit, I just didn't know that I had started it already. I'm like, whoa, that's a period. That's a period.
That's one hell of a start.
Yeah, that's one hell of a fucking start. Yeah, that was awesome. No, I knew this guy who was an EMT, and he was responding to a call like in a more affluent area of the IE, like up in the hills or whatever. And he got there, and the guy who answered the door was like in a robe, like it was obviously like that he had a lady over or something. And he was like, "Yeah, she's upstairs. Like we were playing around with this toy in her butt, and it got lost in there, and we can't get it out. And she's freaking out, and I'm freaking out." And he's like, "Okay, like let's take a look. Like this shit happens." And he walks up the stairs, and like when he turns the corner, he sees that like it's the first thing he sees is the girl's ass. She's like face down, ass up, and just like crying because she's so scared of whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And but he can't see her face because obviously her butt's like facing the door. So he walks. He's trying to like calm her down. So he walks around the bed to see where her face is to just tell her like, "Hey, ma'am, calm down. Like we're gonna get you all fixed up." And she looks up, and he immediately recognizes her as like they had like classes together and stuff, and they knew each other in high school. And she was just like even more distraught. She was like, "Oh my god!" And she just started fucking crying and shit because it was just she was so embarrassed. And I can only imagine like that's the worst predicament to be in when you're having a medical emergency of that nature.
Did they get it out?
Yeah, they got it out. I honestly don't know if the EMTs can get it out there, or that's just they straight up just transport you immediately to the hospital.
I feel like the embarrassment that the girl had, would probably feel like she would like convulse like your body to push it out or something. She's, "Oh, I'm good.
It doesn't though. It just it goes in there and it kind of like turns a corner.
Yeah.
You're fucked. There's no amount of kitchen utensils.
You could probably feel that shit inside you too.
Oh, it's probably feels so uncomfortable and horrible.
Damn.
That's why all butt toys are like they have a thing at the end. so you can't, so it doesn't get lost in there.
So the guy was pretty professional. He's like, "You want to sign my yearbook? You never did when you graduated."
Yeah, you.
Why'd
fucking...
you unfollow me off Instagram?
Yeah, I haven't seen you on Instagram recently. It's kind of like you soft blocked me.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, right?
Damn, that's fucking nuts.
We were pretty close in high school. You didn't have to soft block me. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this in here. We'll head out.
Yeah, let's leave it in.
All right, and then the last thing I had to say is, I thought about this. Mascots at
Leave. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
Mascots for like sporting events when they're like wearing the full costume and their heads are on and stuff. Do you think they smile when they take pictures with people? Like inside the mascot, inside the dome head.
I know I would. I think the smiling
It's
is
like hereditary. You're like, why am I
hereditary.
smiling?
Like it was passed down through
Yeah,
your family.
Yeah.
No, it's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like cheese. You just do it. You go, like. Well, that's the thing. How weird would you feel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
they
like
always do. How weird would you feel if you were just like? See, that's fucking crazy. No, you don't do that. They have to smile.
Yeah.
We need listen. If this reaches anyone who's ever been in a mascot suit, I would say small time works too. Chuck E. Cheese, John's Incredible, Astronaut. Let us know, and down in the comments if you smile. You
smile?
Can't not smile. It's weird if you don't smile.
Yeah, but no one's gonna know.
No one's
Just
gonna.
you.
No one's gonna know. But I would make myself laugh just by being like, just like totally straight face. Like, here's a picture.
Yeah, because my friend got like season tickets to a Quakes game. He got like 12 tickets. We're sitting there and fucking Tremors, like
Tremor.
It's like a crocodile.
It's like a crocodile. It's
mascot.
like
there's Tremor, then like Aftershock.
yeah.
And I'm standing there.
Aftershock's the baby.
And I'm looking at I'm watching the baseball game, and I hear like, "Hey, Spencer!" And like the guy's just fucking tapped me, and he wants a fist bump, and I got a fist bump. I look up, and like he's cut, like it's just like nasty, dirty sweat stains and shit over the mouth, and like there's
Ew.
mustard shit. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, man?"
Aw.
And then like that was
He's shoving hot
Aftershock,
dogs
and then
into-
Tremor came around. He's like trying to get you hyped up, and she's like, "Come on, you know." Dude,
I hate when they're
dude,
fucking
It was
aggressive.
funny
like
though, because
that.
when Aftershock came up, he came up to like my friend, and I could just hear
He's breathing heavy through the suit. Oh my god.
I mean, it's like
How much do they pay these fuckers, man? That shit
I don't know, but
sucks,
he's
dude.
breathing hard.
That shit sucks ass, probably, dude. Wait, when is baseball? They're doing this into the summer, presumably, right? A little bit.
I think baseball started like maybe a month, 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
I did. One of my friends is doing like a fantasy league of baseball, and I was like, I don't want to do it, but they paid me $100 or something. I was like, what? Regardless of the money, but they did a draft, and I showed up as an auctioneer, but it was like a judge. When I had like gray hair and a Judd's outfit, and I was like, okay, fucking just naming off players and shit. And I'm like, okay, 150, 80, it going 81. It's sold. And like I was doing that for like fucking 7 hours, dude. I was like, I didn't think this was going to last this long. But I was like, I got pizza and beer.
You
So
stayed in that wig for 7 hours?
Yeah, the wig was fine.
Ugh.
I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. But
I hate wigs, man. I fucking can't stand wigs.
you're not going to wear one to EDC?
I might. I wanted to dress up as Elvis
Yeah,
for
you should.
one of
You
the
still
days.
could. Just careful taking your shits, man.
I've spent so much. Yeah, I might die. I spent so much money on stupid shit for EDC. I'm a freak. I'm like a consumerist freak.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy everything. I'll buy all the gadgets. Buy the
From Go Gadget.
I had to buy a new hydro flask or a hydro water thing. I had to buy all this shit.
But Camelback?
Yeah. Well, I bought a new bladder because my old one,
Oh,
it just got gross.
The
Yeah.
tube's all green and shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I have a covered tube, so I wouldn't know. So maybe my tube is green, but I'm still going to use that one, too.
Yeah, I've had a few camel packs, and like when we were going to like festivals, I was like bringing them, and I was like, oh, this shit's fucking. But I feel like
It's almost easier to buy a new one, and they're not expensive.
Yeah, but like, how often do you actually considering like I need water when you're somewhere where it's like instead of just going to like well, I guess like a full
At a
day-
festival?
yeah,
I'm not
festival,
paying
yeah.
for no fucking water.
No, but yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's like the
Yeah.
because like I've gone to like events and shit that start
Mhm.
like 8 and you're there till like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I don't need a camel pack, bro. I'm
No,
like,
you don't need
fine,
that
dude.
shit. The thing is, though, like, the one time, I always bring some kind of receptacle. If I don't bring the hydro pack, I'll bring a water bottle just because they
Yeah.
have the refill stations, whatever.
Yeah,
But, like,
you gotta carry it.
Countdown, or no, was it Beyond or Countdown? The last one I went to is Beyond. I didn't bring, or I brought my water bottle and I lost it immediately. I left it somewhere. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't have the bottle, so I'm gonna have to keep buying these liquid deaths the whole night. And
like $9
dude,
a pop.
it cost me like $50-$60 by the end of the night in just water. I wasn't buying alcohol either. It's like
It's fucking stupid.
it's stupid and it's fucked up. It's kind of fucked up.
It is for water.
Yeah, and the only way, and like the liquid deaths, obviously you could refill them, but then you got to carry this can around.
Yeah.
And if if God smiles upon you and you get a water bottle, they're not giving you the lid.
No.
What is that?
Well, they open everything. I'll end on this is when we went to that bare knuckle boxing event, I go out to the confession stand.
The confession stand? You tell them what you did?
The concession stand, and I'm like, I was going to get a beer, like, because, again, we snuck into our seat, so I was like, I'm going to get, like, I'm going to try to make my trips as least as possible going out here. So I was like, I'm going to get 2 beers, but I looked, I was like, oh, they only have tall cans of Bud Light. And then I saw one separate section, I was like, oh shit, they have like different like mango cart, tall can, like I just like different like beers that I'm like, oh, I'll drink those instead.
Yeah.
But it was like a new thing where you wait in line. It's like a quick and easy pay where you scan your card and then it's like almost like Amazon Fresh, like those the buildings where you scan your card and you go in there and you pick what you want and you walk out and the camera is scanned to see what you have.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But also I was kind of like, there's no fucking way this is this accurate. Like I was like, when I left that shit, I was like, I gotta check my fucking bank account because they go like, okay, go, wait here, and then the thing turns green, you go in there. But I was like, there's already people in that area where I'm like, what if they pick up shit, So,
yeah, what if they fuck my shit up?
So, I scan my shit, I go pick up 2 fucking tall cans, and then I walk out, and then I was gonna say I asked a guy how this works, but he's like, open your cans, whatever. Anyways, he goes, oh, the cameras like look at you and they show you what you bought, like they see what you pick up. I was like, okay, cool. And I sit down and I open Chase and they only charge me for 1 tall can. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm good with it.
Stupid robots are stupid.
Yeah.
I hate every form of self checkout that has ever existed. Like I think that all that shit sucks. I think if you fucking scan something wrong and the machine goes thief, or like it's always fucked up. Put your thing in the bagging area.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude, it's fucking. We have AI that we think is like so smart, but the shit doesn't work.
Nah,
like they can't
the
get anything.
Self-checkout.
The self checkout doesn't work.
You want a bag?
Period.
No, put your bag. And then you gotta
put
call
it in the bagging
over
area.
Yeah.
Attendant coming. It's like, dude, this is not convenient or good. But what I will say is, there's a store called Uniqlo at fucking Ontario Mills, and it has their self-checkout system is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's a big white
down, right?
Dude. It's a big white bucket, and like let's say I buy a hat and a pair of shorts. You just throw the hat and the pair of shorts in the bucket before you can even think about it. It knows what it is, and it just tap right here. Yeah. Here's the price, tap right here. Like it's actually impressive. I've never seen anything like it. And I did it like last time I did it like 3 times just to see if I could stump it, and it just doesn't fail.
Have you done the Amazon Fresh like stores?
No, is it cool?
I've never done them either, but I was saying to like somebody about this story about that drinking thing, like getting the drinks, and they're like, no, yeah, you just put shit in the cart and you just walk out with it. I'm like, I feel like I'm fucking stealing. Like that's
cool
because it's like I would rather just pay for the shit I'm getting up front versus walking out and being like, did I get, there's no way this is all correct,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, fuck, and now I gotta check my count, you know what I mean? Like, see if everything's right.
I think we're putting a little bit too much faith in automation. I think this shit's stupid as hell. Yeah. I think it's so dumb. I think it's like, what do you want to do? Put people out of jobs? Like, that's really what you want to do?
I mean, so far I'm cool with it. I got a free drink out of it.
That's
so
true.
Okay, you got your flaws. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, how many people fucking were probably overcharged with somebody else grabbing shit?
Exactly. Exactly. That's
especially you go with multiple people. Because like the person, like there was like a group of 4 in front of me that all walked in, and then they were still in that area, and she goes, "Okay, go." And I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? I don't want to get charged for what these guys grabbed."
It's total nonsense.
I just grab shit and just walk the fuck out quickly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're in here.
What's up, gang? Later.
I don't know why this doesn't just end the same way that it did with my friends. My love is free.
Well, I gotta play the sound over it.
Play it again. Oh yeah, just play the song over it.
All right.
Play the part where I say.
I don't know why this doesn't just end the same way that to deal with my friends. When you said my name, I forgot how to breathe. But it's not the same, I think that I should leave. Stop playing games, I know you don't want me. Why you think that my love is free?
This is like the only thing I have to like overlay over us without like changing shit.
Yeah, no. But yeah,